Okay, so hello all. This is my first video on this channel. Excuse me for the background noise, there might be some, but I hope you're not disturbed by it. So this channel, all we'll be really doing here is discussing competitive coding problems and their solutions. I am a beginner programmer and I'm doing this to show proof for some of the problems that I've completed, which hopefully will help me in my university admissions and all. I have completed a few problems which I'll show right now. So these many problems I have completed up till now. These are all easy LeetCode problems. Again, I have some hacker rank problems, but that's not usually the platform I use. LeetCode was recommended to me, so I primarily use that. And this is my GitHub. If you guys wanna go check it out, I have some of my projects here that I've done for school, primarily HTML, CSS stuff, and then again there's some solutions from Project Toilet. That's a really good site again for me to practice math problems, but again that's more of an optimization based website rather than a solution based website. So, and I'm not really good at optimization, as I said before. I'm just a beginner right now, so that's I wouldn't be doing that much. Although if you guys want that type of content, if you guys want some problems, me to solve some problems from Project Toilet, I'll be happy to do that. So let's jump into it. The first problem I'll be showing you guys how to solve is this add binary problem that I've already solved. You can see the code right here. What I'll be doing is essentially explaining the code to anyone who might be struggling with this problem. Again, I know my solution is a bit redundant. It's not fully optimized. It's just an organic solution that I figured out. And as you can see, it's faster than 60%, and its memory usage is less than 34%, which I would say is pretty well optimized. But again, it's not optimized to the fullest, which if you guys have a better solution, please add that to the comments, or just ping me over at Discord or something. I'll attach my social media links there. Alrighty, so jumping into the code, the question first says that they gave us two binary strings, A and B. Strings is a really important thing to note here because you can't really iterate through them, so you need, what I did is convert them into lists, iterate them through, and then solve the solution that way. Solve the problem that way, my bad. And they also give us an example input. For example, A is 1, 1, B is 1, which I think is 2 to the power 0 into 1 plus 2 to the power 1 into 1. So 1 plus 2 is 3, and then B is 1, and then 100 should be 4, which is 2 to the power 0 into 0 plus 2 to the power 2 into 1, which is 4. Exactly. So it's just the first example is just doing 3 plus 1 is equal to 4 in binary. The second problem we don't really need to look at. We basically have the gist of the problem here. So jumping into my solution, we can see that I've defined a list L, which in Python you do it using square brackets. We've defined two variables x and y. Then the first major step I've done is I've said A underscore L is equal to, and then in lists I've used a loop int j for j in A. So this in Python is called list comprehension. I don't believe this is present natively in any other language, any other popular language, but it's just a Python integrated feature. There might be libraries in other languages for which you can implement this, But as far as I'm aware, this is a Python only feature which you can write a loop in one line to basically add every element to the list, and instead of just writing a whole loop, which makes it a whole lot easier. Then I've reversed the list, which I've done a underscore l dot reverse, which is an attribute to just reverse the list. The reason I've done this is because as you saw me converting the output in example 1, which is 100, back to decimal, I converted from right to left. So I did 2 to the power 0 into 0 plus 2 to the power 1 into 0 plus 2 to the power 2 into 1, which gave me 4. Adding those values gave me 4. So binary conversion into decimal is done from right to left instead of from left to right, which is the usual way. Which is why I've essentially reversed the list, and then I've converted them into decimal using 2 loops. So for I in a underscore l dot append 2 to the power x, which is just the our count variable which we increment as the loop goes on, and then I is the element in the list that we are iterating through. Again, this is also a Python only feature as far as I'm aware, where you can just use a loop to iterate through each value of the list of the array, and this just makes the code a whole lot easier, although you could essentially do it using the range method, which you implement in other languages such as C, C++, etc., where you can just iterate through the index values instead of using each of the values. And I've done the same for b, which is b underscore l, and I've done the same, converted it into decimal. Then the next line is a bit confusing because I've skipped a step. I've done bin underscore is equal to bin in brackets sum l, which I'm just adding all the elements in the list l, which I added the decimal values of AL and BL into the list L, and then I've just added them all in this one small code sum L, and then I've converted them into into binary, using the Python function bin, which essentially converts decimal to binary, and then to show that it converts actually into a string and not an integer or a list. I'm sorry, I just need to breathe a little. To show that it converts it into a string, I've also printed the type down here. As you can see right here, I've said class str is the output of this right here, this statement, which prints the type of bin, which is a string. And then I've converted it back into a list, again using list comprehension, and essentially just added the binary answer for it to ans, and then again to the reason I've added this, I'll just demonstrate it right here. So if I do print ans and run this code, so as you guys can see, it first adds these two values, which is 0 and b, for some reason, which I don't understand why it does that. If you guys have any answers, please just leave them in the comments. I'd be glad to hear what you guys think. But it essentially adds these two values, which we don't really need in the solution. So that's why I've just truncated these two by using pop0 twice. Again, I could have done this in a loop, but then that would just occupy more space, and it's just easier to do it this way. Again, we only have to write the statement twice, so it's not that much of an effort. You could also do it with a loop if you'd like to. I'm just very lazy, so I'd rather do this. And then lastly, I've just converted it into a string using this statement, no space dot join answer. This just combines all the elements from the list answer into a string with no spaces, but which nothing with nothing between each element, excuse me, which essentially creates a joint string, and then I've just returned the answer. And if I were to submit this code, again, you can see that the values have changed a little because I've printed a few values. If I just don't do that, hold on, let me just, okay, that should be it. Now if I submit the code without printing it, again, as you guys can see, we have the same, almost the same values. Again, I might have just added a few things into the code. Maybe it's these statements, it's the comments that's slowing the code down a bit. But that's essentially it. That's the solution that I figured out to this problem. If you guys have a better solution, please make sure to leave that in the comments or just ping me over at any one of my socials. Again, thank you for watching this video. I hope I was able to solve any of your doubts, if you had any, and help you to figure out a solution to this problem. Again, if possible, I don't really like to do this, but if possible, just subscribe and leave a like, and just do all of those things. I don't really care if you do it, because I'm not really doing this for publicity purposes, but I guess it would be appreciated. Again, if you want to do it, sure. If you want to keep up with all my solutions, if you want any more solutions, I'm going to be posting a lot more of them. Then please do subscribe and let the algorithm recommend you my solutions, I guess. And again, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.